Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Main Street Moments podcast. I'm Kathy.
And Brian.
And we are going to talk about your trip to Magic Kingdom yesterday. We're also going to talk about the new fastpass system, or Disney robbing you blind, that they're putting in Euro Disney that I pray to God they don't bring over to the States. And then also our feelings on these festivals, which we've talked about before. At Epcot. You were at Epcot as well. And they just wrapped up one festival and they're getting into another one starting soon.
Let's talk about this new FastPass business first, because I had a very, very aggravating experience at the Magic Kingdom yesterday. And I will tell you guys what it is and what happened in a moment. But it came out this week that at Euro Disney, or I guess, they don't call it that anymore. It's Paris now.
Oh, they don't call it Euro Disney?
They haven't called it Euro Disney since 90-something.
I still use the old school names.
Yeah, like Epcot Center.
I say Epcot Center. Yeah. I say Wedway. I know Brian hates that, but that's the original.
Yeah.
And I always use those old school names still.
Yeah. So
it's just the way I am.
At Euro Disney, as opposed to Disneyland Paris.
Yeah, we call it Euro Disney.
They're starting to charge guests for fast passes, and it's on their website. And Braden, what's his website?
Mickey Views.
Yeah, Mickey Views, which is a very good vlog.
Great channel.
Yeah, he did a very good video on this, and he went through some of the advertised fast pass pricing, which is about $10 to $12 per person per ride. Okay, so it costs you about $12 to get a fast pass just to ride their version of Space Mountain. And they have been talking about bringing a paid fast pass here to Florida, charging between $100 and $300 per person per day. And we've talked about this a little bit in the past, but now it's becoming reality. And they are going to come with a paid fast pass system here in Florida. It's just a matter of time.
And which one exactly?
We don't know. I think it'll be an overall pass like they have at Universal Studios Orlando. But I went to the Magic Kingdom yesterday, and I got there at Rope Drop, which I have not done for a long, long time, okay? I don't think I've gone to Rope... Well, they haven't had Rope Drop since they reopened.
Yeah, you left the house at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, the Rope Drop kind of... They kind of stopped the Rope Drop, and it's kind of back now, okay? And in the past, if you get there at Rope Drop, you can get on a lot of rides if you just target what you want to do first. So what I did yesterday is what I always do at Rope Drop. I go, I get in the closest as I can get to the mine train, and I get on the mine train. And usually what happens, I've never walked right on mine train at Rope Drop. Usually it's anywhere between 15 and 25 minutes to get on mine train if you're there at Rope Drop. When I got into the park yesterday, I was right there with the first group to get in at Rope Drop. The line already immediately was stretched all the way back to the Little Mermaid, and it said on the app 80 minutes. 80 minutes, about 60 to 90 seconds after Rope Drop.
They must be doing early magic hours
for deluxe resort guests.
I think I heard that, and we'll find out about that because we're going in September. I'm sure we'll see if we're staying at a deluxe.
So I mean, that's outrageous. Yeah. So I mean, I can't, if I wait in line. Now, obviously, you can wait in line for 80 minutes. But if I wait in line for 80 minutes, by the time I'm through mine train, the lines for everything else are going to be horrendous. So, at Universal, we talked about this on the last show. They have a fast pass system they pay for. I'm not crazy about a paid fast pass system at Walt Disney World in Orlando. They are nickel and diming people to death. How much does it cost to park now? I mean, the parking's expensive. It's outrageous, and they're going to do it. So it's going to be the new reality. It's going to happen.
Well, this new system at Euro Disney they're doing, which I have never heard of this before, and to me, it's like insane. What they're doing, from what I understand, is you're in line, right?
My horrendous experience at Magic Kingdom, by the way, was immediately at Rope Drop, an 80-minute line at Mine Train. I didn't want people to think I forgot to tell you the horrendous experience.
Yeah. So anyway, the thing at Euro Disney, from what I understand, is you could be in line like for Space Mountain or whatever ride they have there that's like a popular ride.
Yeah.
And you could be in line and it could be like an hour and a half wait, right? And you're in line and you're like thinking, oh, crap, I just want to get on this ride and move on. So what you do, this is from what I understand, you go in the fast pass lane right there and in real time, they just charge your credit card or your debit card. Okay, you pay right there per ride, per person. So if you have a family of 4, it's an average of $10. Boom, $40 right there for one ride to get on it an hour ahead of everybody else or whatever. Okay. So say you do that, you're like, okay, all right, $40 to me, that's outrageous for one ride. So then you're going around the park and then you hit another ride and it's later in the day and it's a 2-hour wait and you're like, oh, it's hot. The kids are tired, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'll just do it again. Boom, another $40 to get on the ride. So now you're down $80. Okay, so if you only do it on 2 rides, you could say that's a bargain because if you did the fast pass overall, like Universal, it would be at least $75 per person. So if you only do on 2 or 3 rides, it could be more cost effective that way with a larger group. But this whole thing of paying to get on, I don't agree with that at all. And Universal, they have the thing you pay for, and I understand they've had that for a while, but we had the premium fast passes for years. And with the premium, you would get we had the premium park passes, the annual passes. And with the premium plus, you would get free fast passes after 4:00. So that was a nice perk. I guarantee you Disney will not offer that perk to annual pass holders. They don't even sell annual passes right now.
Yeah.
And I don't really appreciate, I'm from the old school. I've been going to Disney since 74. And when they started fast passes, whatever, in the 80s or whatever, you got like a ticket and it would tell you when to come back. That's how it first started, which I like that system. And then they started changing it. And
that was
now,
in the 90s, yeah.
Yeah, and now they want to start charging you per person, per ride, or a blanket thing. So I'd like to know in the comments what you think about it. To me, this is more of like separating the classes, like steerage through first class.
Yeah, and on the Titanic.
Okay, the first class people can afford anything. They probably stay at the Riviera or the Grand Floridian, which is fine. I'm not knocking it. And for them to drop another $400 or $500 is no big deal.
Yeah.
To get a fast pass for one day, by the way.
Well,
so somebody who does not have a lot of money and wants to enjoy the park, they're going to be stuck in the line waiting, which is fine. But is it really fair for other people to have that a monetary advantage?
What I'd like to see,
do you think Walt Disney would like it?
Here's what I'd like to see happen. I would like to see Disney fans get together, like the Reddit people did with GameStop a while back, and have if they start charging for the fast passes, to do like a fast pass strike where no one buys them and it's a complete bust. But that's not going to happen because people are going to lay down the money. But now we've got something coming up that I'm really seriously concerned about. And this, if this happens, I am going to be totally flipped out, which I'll tell you about in a moment. Now, one of the problems with this fast pass system where they're using to force you into it. Remember on the last podcast, if you tuned in, I've only been able to get on Rise of the Resistance once because I can never get a reservation.
And you've
on
tried
the
many
app.
times.
Tried on the app many times. We talked about that in detail on the last podcast. You can go back and hear that. Okay, and what they're doing is this reservation system is becoming more and more the norm at Walt Disney World. So you just can't wait in the queue on some of these rides. I think it's going to expand to others and force people into the Fast Pass because if there's no queues and you can't get on the app, you're going to have to buy the Fast Pass to get on these rides. And this is what I'm really concerned about. Now, we have reservations for Epcot on October 1st, which is the day that Ratatouille opens. We are going there for our 25th wedding anniversary. Mm-hmm. And we're staying at a nice hotel. We usually stay at like Pop. And we're staying
at moderate.
Yeah, where are we staying at this time?
The Boardwalk.
The Boardwalk. Okay, we're staying at the Boardwalk.
Which we've never stayed at.
Never stayed there. We usually don't stay at the deluxe hotels, but is that considered a deluxe hotel?
We've stayed at the Contemporary a couple times.
A long time ago.
But
we stayed at the Contemporary right after 9/11, and it was really cheap.
You know what it is? The prices of hotels have really gone up. So 10 years ago,
there's no value resort
a deluxe
anymore.
Was only maybe $250, $300 a night. Now a deluxe can be up to $900, $1,000. I mean, they're a lot more money.
When we stayed at the Contemporary, it was 1 or 2 weeks after 9/11, and they were giving rooms away because no one was flying and no one was traveling.
We've stayed there since then a couple times.
At Contemporary?
Yeah.
I guess I
got a good deal. I got like a Florida rate.
I guess I blocked that. I don't remember. You went with someone else. I don't know. But here's
No.
But here's what I'm worried about.
I pay the bills. That's why.
Here's what I'm worried about for October 1st. Okay, so we have reservations for October 1st. It's the opening day of Ratatouille. We're staying at the boardwalk. And here's what I'm worried about. I am worried that Ratatouille, because they haven't announced yet, is going to have a virtual queue like Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
We're paying a boatload of money to stay at the boardwalk, and we may not get on the ride because if they do a reservation system, it's going to fill up within, zero point 0.2 seconds like Rise of the Resistance does. And we're going to have laid out all this money for this vacation at an expensive resort, at least expensive by our budgetary levels. You guys may think that Boardwalk isn't expensive. I do. So we could be laying down a huge chunk of change and find ourselves not able to get on the ride. And let me tell you, if that happens, I'm going to ask for like a manager. And
they'll do nothing.
I don't know about that. I'm gonna ask for the manager at our hotel and tell them I laid out. I don't want to even know how much, Kathy, because Kathy pays all the bills. I don't know how much it's costing.
You don't want to know.
But I will ask. I'll tell the manager. I said I paid all this money to come to the boardwalk and here from and I can't get on Ratatouille.
You know what he's going to say? Too damn bad.
I think they might give us a pass.
No,
but if they do a reservation system for Ratatouille, which I think they'll do, because if they don't, they could have a line from France all the way to the front gate at Epcot.
Yeah.
Like when Galaxy's Edge opened.
Those rides typically break down. It's a high tech ride like Rise of the Resistance. I've seen the ride from Paris, like a YouTube. Yeah. They've had that for a while.
It's the same ride.
It's the same type, like a trackless, and it's like like the Mickey Railway. It's really cool. But you're right. A lot of people go on vacation, and we're in Florida, so I'd be disappointed if we didn't get on that ride because our anniversary is not till December.
Well, that's why we're going that weekend.
So we're going that weekend for our anniversary. We're going early specifically to get on that ride. So if we don't get on Ratatouille, it is going to be extremely disappointing.
Beyond disappointing.
But we do live in Florida. We can try again. I really feel bad for people who come to Disney and save up, and they go once every 3 or 5 years right now, and they cannot, and their kids are dying to get on certain like Rise or Ratatouille, and they just cannot get a damn reservation. It's got to be very frustrating. I don't like that. Says, back in the day, okay, I know I'm old. We used to wait in line. I remember I waited in line 3 or 4 hours sometimes to get on a new ride. I remember in the heat, in the summer, when, I would do that when I was in college. I went to Universal and Disney with some friends. And I waited in line 3 or 4 hours for some rides. That was the way it was. And I don't think there was a fast pass at that time. I can't remember. But now people with money can pay to get on first. I just don't like it. Or they have a reservation system that you might get in or might not get into. And it's like a crapshoot. You spend all this money and you might not even get to go on it.
I went to the opening day of Galaxy's Edge, and I was out there it was with our daughter. We were out there like 2 a.m. And when we got into the park, it was people that you've seen videos on YouTube. It was crazy. We waited and we got in with the first group of people into Galaxy's Edge. We were there because we got there at 2 a.m. I was right in the front. Boom, boom, boom. And we still waited 4 hours to get on Smuggler's Run. And you know what? That was okay. I would have waited in line another 4 hours to ride it a second time. Yeah. And fine with me. I didn't, because there were so many people there. I didn't feel like I should take another 2 spots in line when there's so many new people. I wanted to give 2 more people. But that's okay. And if that's the way it is at Ratatouille, I'm cool with that. But if they bring in this reservation system, which I think they're going to have to, we could go there, lay out all this money for an expensive hotel room, and not get on the premiere ride on opening day. I mean, that's just not right.
Well, and
you're right, it's going to break down all day.
Yeah,
they always do.
To be clear, we're not getting in a more expensive room because of the ride. It's because of our anniversary.
It's our 25th wedding anniversary.
So we're splurging a little.
But we're going that weekend.
We are going that weekend for the ride. And a lot of people are going that weekend for the ride or going that week. So what happens if at least if there's a line, you can get in eventually. You get there early and you wait. You get there at like 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and you just get in line and wait like with everybody else. And you're like, well, I'm definitely going to get on it at some point. But when there's a reservation system, you can make a hotel reservation, plop down some serious money, and then you never get on the ride. And you're like, well, crap, what am I going to do now? So I don't like that whole reservation nonsense. And
Not at all.
I think the paid fast pass is definitely going to come in one form or another. I'm not happy about it. I think the fast pass should be free to everybody who buys a ticket. It should be a perk that, the tickets are expensive. You get in the park, it's $130 a ticket. That's a lot of money. You got 4 people. It's like $500 just to go to the park for one day.
Yeah.
And I think the fast pass should be a perk and something nice that Disney does for you for free. That's just the way I feel about it.
Yeah.
But they got to make up all this money they lost the last year. So where do you think it's going to come from? It's coming from us.
So that's that. Now, yesterday at Magic Kingdom, while I was very upset that I could not get on Ratatouille and it had an 80-minute...
Not Ratatouille.
The Mine Train.
Yeah.
I got Ratatouille on the brain.
Yeah.
That I couldn't get on Mine Train with an 80-minute wait immediately when the park opened. So something's going. There were some people in line before rope drop. I don't care what they say. Because of that, I went and rode Peter Pan, walked right on that, and then I said, you know what? Let me go on Jungle Cruise. I haven't been on Jungle Cruise in a couple months, so I went on Jungle Cruise, and it worked out pretty well because I did a vlog on this, so you can see on our YouTube channel, Main Street Moments. We have a lot of new videos up there, including what I'm about to tell you. They had most of the new scenes in the Jungle Cruise up and running.
We'll link the vlog in this video.
Yeah,
we'll link it at the end.
And it was pretty cool. And I'll tell you, not only do they have new scenes, they have new jokes for the skippers.
Which is good.
Yeah, and I wrote it twice because when I did not know they had the new scenes available to see yet because they've had everything blocked, covered up with mesh and things like this. And I was caught off guard, and I wasn't really vlogging the Jungle Cruise because I've been on it so many times and I have it on a lot of vlogs. So I figured,
that's an original ride.
Yeah, I wasn't even sure if I was going to vlog. So I didn't have my camera out. And then we go by the first thing and they had the gorillas in this new place. I was like, oh my goodness. So I got the camera. And I was so excited. They have the sunken boat there,
that's pretty cool.
And when we went by the sunken boat, I was so excited. My camera was set on photo and not video, and I missed it. So I had to get in line, and I wrote it a second time. And it was an interesting experience. I'm glad I wrote it twice because the new scenes are pretty cool. They're very cool. Watch our vlog on it. But the joke change was very interesting. The first skipper had all the new jokes down pat because it was like almost a whole new rap.
Script,
almost all completely new. Some of the same, but almost all new.
They still do the backside of water.
Yeah, that's never going to go away.
Yeah.
But when I wrote it the second time, the second skipper, she didn't know the new jokes. So she had a couple of the new jokes mixed in with the old routine. And it was you
saw the difference.
I saw the difference. And the new jokes are pretty funny. And a lot of people I don't think will even realize they're new jokes because whoever they got to write the new jokes wrote them in the exact same style as the original. So they fit in very, very well.
I thought that now...
A lot of people, if you haven't been on the ride like in a long time, you probably won't even notice the jokes are new.
Yeah,
that's how good they are.
I was kind of hoping they'd have like an animatronic of The Rock and Emily Blunt. Like they have on Pirates. They have Jack
I'm surprised.
Sparrow. So, because I like that ride, and I saw your video, and I do like the new elements, but I feel like that ride needs a little more of a story. It's really cool, and you really feel like you're on these rivers and on a cool adventure. But I would like a little more of a narrative other than the dialogue of the jokes, like a little more story. Like when you're on Pirates, you're going through kind of a story. And now with Jack and Barbossa and all those pirates involved...
Yeah.
You feel like you're a part of the movie. So, this movie's going to come out, The Jungle Cruise, and Brian and I are going to rent it. We have never rented a premiere movie on Disney Plus because we pay for the monthly thing. But we're going to rent that on that Friday and do a review and to let you guys know what we think and if it's worth renting the $30. But I think a lot of people are going to rent that movie.
Well,
it's going to be very, very, because this got The Rock. I mean, come on, it's going to be very popular.
Now, I hope I'm wrong about this, but I don't think they decided to make these changes all that long ago on the Jungle Cruise. I mean, they're significant changes, but they're not whole reinventions of the ride. And
but they did add some new elements, like a gift shop.
No, they've added some new elements.
Stuff, yeah.
But I think this is what I'm afraid of. The reason you don't see Emily Blunt or The Rock, maybe the movie's not that good, and Disney knows it's not that good.
I'm wondering if
they're not planning on a franchise like Pirates.
Right?
So they're
Pirates.
not putting,
there's like 5 movies or something.
Yeah. So why if they don't have The Rock in there, which they don't? Okay, The Rock's not in there. So that tells me the movie's probably not that good, and they're not even planning a sequel, or they'd have The Rock there.
Well, they didn't add Johnny Depp to the ride until like after the second movie, I think, the second or third. So maybe they're going to wait and see how this movie does. And if they do a sequel, then maybe they will add them. So all I know is the animatronic of Johnny Depp freaking looks just like him. When I saw it, I was in shock. I was like, because we didn't know it was going to be there, and we were on that ride. It just had happened. This was years ago. And I said, oh my gosh, look, it's Captain Sparrow, Johnny Depp. And I was like, holy crap, this looks exactly like him. If you haven't been on that ride, it's like he's there. It is amazing. And it really makes that ride so much better.
I really like the changes. And I'm wondering, you brought this up. This did not occur to me. You mentioned this to me. The part of the new Jungle Cruise scenes where they have the sunken boat, it is one of the boats for the ride.
Yeah.
So we've all been on that boat that's sunk. Is in what you said is you wonder if it's the boat that actually sank.
I think it was
Disney.
If you guys know, let us know.
Last year.
Yeah, remember last year or the year before there was a boat. Yeah, last year I think there was a boat that actually sank at Magic Kingdom on the Jungle Cruise. Remember, and they had to get people off the boat. It was half underwater. I think it's that boat. I think they had that, and then somebody got the idea. You know what? Let's have this and I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it's a really great element added to that ride. And I think they added it in California too, to have one of the boats that has sunk and like been abandoned, like something bad happened. I like rides where there's a little bit of a scary element, like, ooh, what happened here? This is a little spooky. And I think that's a really great element that ride was missing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, ooh, something kind of creepy happened. The boat sank. What happened to the people in the boat? See, that's a story element. That's where your mind starts thinking, oh, something interesting happened here. I wonder what, you know what I mean? You know, it's not real, but you know what I'm saying? Your mind have your little imagination. So I'm excited to see the new changes. Like Brian said, you're going to go back up a few more times on your own. I just cannot go because of the heat. And last year I didn't go at all because I could not wear a mask. I'm on oxygen and I just could not be wearing a mask for hours and hours at a time. So we're going September 30th. And I have to say about the October 1st, a lot of people are trying to get tickets to Epcot or Magic Kingdom because they're unveiling the new Harmony show at Epcot and Ratatouille. And Brian's going to talk about the Harmony show. And they're unveiling something new at Magic Kingdom, I think a new show.
Yeah.
So I tried for a month. As soon as they made that announcement for October 1st, I was trying to get us tickets. I couldn't do it. And I said to you, well, I guess you're not going to be able to go on opening day. Which totally stinks because I know a lot of vloggers will be there that we want to meet and all the stuff. So what I did is I just kept trying every day, and I got tickets for it. So if you really want to go that weekend for the opening of the 50th anniversary, you know, this is very important to us, okay? Because Brian is 50 this year. He was born in 71. I was born in 70. And we both grew up going to Disney, especially me. I'm a Floridian. I've been going since 74, but Brian went in the 80s. And we were at our honeymoon during the 25th anniversary.
Yeah, when they had that ridiculous birthday cake castle.
So now we're going for our 25th wedding anniversary to the 50th anniversary. I can't believe where the time has gone. Oh my gosh. And it is really special for me to do that. And we're going a couple times this year. So we're having a little splurge for our 25th, but I'm really excited. And I said to you, I really want to be there for the opening weekend of the 50th anniversary. It's going to be an 18-month celebration. And I said, I'm really excited, but I really want to be there on the first day. I've never been to Disney for the first day of anything.
Well, I'll tell you,
I haven't.
The first time I was
it's a big deal to us.
The first time I was at Walt Disney for the opening, I think, of something totally unique was Galaxy's Edge because I've never been there at the opening of a land. And
no, I mean, I've never been for anything.
Of course, I call it Star Wars Land, which should be the name of it, and it should be Tatooine, not this made-up place.
Absolutely.
But walking on if you watch my vlog there, when I walked on the Millennium Falcon, I almost collapsed. I mean, it was like surreal. It was like a boyhood
really
dream come true.
It's amazing. Very surreal.
Yeah, and so if you can be there October 1st, keep trying to make reservations because we could only get one reservation. We got one for me, and then like 2 days later, Kathy got one for her.
I just kept trying. They're opening more and more tickets.
They've been opening up, so keep trying for that October 1st. If you can go on October 1st and be there for the opening of Ratatouille,
and for the 50th.
Or the new event at Magic Kingdom, because it's the first day of the 50th anniversary, you should try to do it because it's pretty exciting to be there for the opening of something big at Disney World. It's a very unique experience.
And the 50th is a big deal. Like I said, we were there on the 25th for our wedding, our honeymoon. We got married in 96. So that was the 25th year, and it was a big deal and had a lot of emotional connection to me because I've been going to Disney my whole life. I used to go with my grandparents when I was little, and it was always a lot of fun for me. And so I'm really excited to see. Now, I don't think they're doing anything different for the castle. I know they just painted it, but they talked about.
Oh yeah, that paint job was for the 50th.
So okay, so I thought they were going to do something.
The new show is going to have new lighting all through Main Street like they have at Disneyland.
So we're going to Magic Kingdom the night before. So I don't know if they're going to have this new 50th anniversary show the night before. Maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah, you never know.
But we're definitely going to be at Epcot because you wanted to go on Ratatouille, which I do too, hopefully. And you wanted to talk about they have the setup for the Harmonious.
Oh yeah, before you get to at Magic Kingdom, what my preference would be for the 50th anniversary instead of the new show they're having at Magic Kingdom. My preference would be to bring back the electrical light parade.
Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing
from the 70s.
That would be awesome.
Better than anything new they could come up with.
They really need to bring that parade back.
Disneyland stole our parade But
you guys who are young, you're missing out. It was so awesome.
I want to talk about a couple things at Epcot and get your opinions. Let us know in the comments what you think about both of these. Okay, so they got this new spectacular fireworks show debuting at Epcot.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be amazing.
And when I was there, I've seen this for months and months and months, and I haven't said too much about it in the vlogs. But yesterday I did because it was just really ticked me off. They got these barges for the fireworks in the middle of the lake. And
they're massive.
They have the big round thing that looks like the Stargate, from the movie.
Yeah, it does.
And they are so
maybe Kurt Russell's going to walk through
maybe,
it. Maybe. He's a Disney legend.
Walt Disney or something too, But
that'd be amazing.
They are so huge. And yesterday was the first day I realized how much they screw up everything. Because they're out there all day. When they first came up with this new idea, those barges were going to go back at night and every night and be gone during the day and just bring them out at night. They've been there for months, so everyone's assuming they're going to be there all the time. And this is what it messes up. It just doesn't mess up the view of the World Showcase because you got these huge
they're huge
barges out there that are very many stories high. Not only that, what I noticed yesterday, it messes up the perception. You know how Disney is so great at making things look bigger and higher than they are? It messes up the entire perception of everything. The lake looks tiny, and the buildings around it not only are obstructed, they look smaller. It messes up everything.
One of the greatest things about Epcot is when now Future World right now is just a freaking mess. But when you walk into the World Showcase, and you walk right in, I think one of the best views they have at Disney is when you walk in and you're staring at the American Pavilion.
Yeah, that's gone now.
And I really love that. That gives me a feeling of pride because the American one is right dead center, which is where it should be. It's an American company, and we're in America, so it's dead center, and it's such a beautiful colonial building. And then you look around that lake and you see all the other pavilions. It's so fantastic to see. Now you look at it, you can hardly see the American Pavilion. You have this huge monstrosity. Now, look, I understand they're doing a new show, and I think that's great. But I don't know why that stuff has to be there right now for months and months.
It's going to be there permanently.
Are they going to move it during the day? Because it ruins the view. And then when you went to the Japan Pavilion, and they have an area where you can look right at the ball, right? Yeah. And a lot of people look there to take that picture. This thing is in the way. It sucks. I hate it. It's
awful.
So I hope they move it out and get it out of there when they start the show because it's horrible.
And the main thing, it messes up two things. One, it messes up the view. Okay, that's the main problem.
Big time.
And this thing about the perspective, the Disney Imagineers are geniuses. They perfected the art of making things look bigger and taller than they actually are.
Absolutely.
And
except the Beauty and the Beast castle.
Well, that was one mistake.
They screwed that up.
What happens now is it screws up all of that. So let us know in the comments what you think about that. And I have one other question I want to ask you guys about, okay? Food and Wine Festival at Epcot starting this week. And, you know, there's 4 festivals at Epcot every year, right? Flower and Garden, the Art Festival, Food and Wine, and then the Christmas. Okay.
Which is my favorite.
Now, Christmas, I'm not talking about Christmas with what we're talking about now. But the other 3 festivals, Flower and Garden, Art, and Food and Wine. Those 3 festivals basically are the same festival with a couple minor changes, okay? They put up the flowers, which look beautiful, okay, in some spots, and they have the topiaries and all this stuff.
Yeah, the topiaries are cool.
Okay, and then they have the butterfly tent. But they have all the food booths, and now they make you go off to that one place, you know, off to the side for the food booths. And all of those 3 festivals are pretty much the same with minor changes. And I know they have the art booths at the art festival, but it's really the same year after year.
I think the problem for me, I don't mind that there's a bit of a sameness, because I mean, what else how much more can you do? But I feel they need to add some more stuff to make them a little more different than they used to be. The Food and Wine is good. It has a lot of good food, but there's good food at every festival now, but it has good food and all this stuff, and people love that festival. It's very popular.
Food and Wine's good,
and I don't get the Flower and Garden. I like the topiaries. Those are beautiful,
Those
too.
could be there year-round.
They could.
Really, maybe they should.
And the art one, I'm an artist, and I was an art major in college, and the art one just doesn't do it for me. The art's way overpriced. And it just crowds up the walking, and it takes away the enjoyment.
Okay, here's the thing.
For me, anyway.
I would like them to take the topiaries and the flowers that they put like around the lake and everything for Flower and Garden, make that permanent, and just have 2 festivals, Flower and Garden.
No. You want Flower and Garden there?
No. Food and Wine. I want the flowers and the topiaries from Flower and Garden. I want nothing from the art festival, okay? And just have Flower and Garden and the Christmas festival, okay?
You mean Food and Wine?
I keep messing up, yeah.
I know.
Hey, long day. Yeah, have Food and Wine and the Christmas.
That's you told me before.
Yeah, just have Food and Wine and Christmas. Take some elements from the Flower and Garden, the topiaries and the flowers. Leave them there permanently, right?
Because they are amazing.
And do end Flower and Garden in the art festival. And the thing about this is, the reason there are festivals at Epcot, it was because years ago, people were not going to Epcot that much. They'd go one time and never go back.
That's true.
Okay, so they brought in the festivals to get people to come in more regularly. Well, now we got Ratatouille and Guardians of the Galaxy. We don't need
and here's
to
the
have
thing.
These festivals all the time.
Here's the thing for me. The festivals are stale. And I'm sure people will disagree, and that's okay. For me, I think they started having the Christmas, because I remember going to that a long time ago with our daughter when she was like a kid, 5 years old. And that was always my favorite. Anything Christmas I like. And I love the Christmas. It's all decorated. They have the Santas walking around, telling stories, the music. It's fantastic. The carolers. I love that. They have Christmas themed food. It's great. Then they brought in the Food and Wine, which I think is a really great idea. Really great idea. They had food from all different countries and wines and alcohol, and it was great.
Oh, no, it's cool because it fits the pavilions.
Right, and that was special. That was like a special thing that people waited a whole year to go to and saved up, and it was a big deal. Then they added 2 more festivals, and now it's like there's always a festival. There's never not a festival at Epcot. So to me, it's not special anymore. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? There always is a festival. They ended one last week. They're starting a new one. Okay, all right, wow, exciting. Yeah. It's not as exciting because it's always happening now.
Yeah, it's boring.
That's how I feel about it. I like the Christmas, the Food and Wine. The other 2,
you know what it is?
Go bye-bye.
There's not a big difference in those 3 festivals. They're pretty much the same with some minor changes. You know what I mean? And it's just too much. So let us, listen, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Maybe
what they should have, and I've told you this.
Harsh.
Yeah, what they should have, and I've told you this. Instead of an art festival, which I think is just stupid, I'm sorry, they should have a movie festival, okay? And have play on that. A film festival is what I always felt they should have. I mean, they make films. And they could bring in Disney legends like Kurt Russell or these old-time actors that were in old Disney movies, and do it like the Turner Classic does, a film festival every year, and have them come and give a speech and talk about and play the movie. have Kurt Russell come and play the world's strongest kid, or I can't remember the name of that movie. Play one of his old movies he did and have him talk about it. Or have some other Disney legend come and give a talk and play them. Have a film festival. And then you could have film themed food. I think that fits in much better than an art festival. I know there's a lot of great Disney art, but they could stick that in an art gallery. But it's just so expensive and people would enjoy it. But I don't love art festivals. It just, like I said, it crowds everything up. And it's hard to walk around. It gets very hot there. But hey, I know people love the festivals. That's okay. We don't have to agree on everything.
Yeah, that's right. Well, let us know what you think. Now, listen, make sure that if you don't already, you subscribe to our YouTube channel, Main Street Moments. We're putting up a lot of new content.
Even if you don't agree with us, you can subscribe.
That's fine. Hey, everyone's got gripes. Everyone's got gripes.
We do love Disney. Don't get us wrong.
Yeah, sure.
We still love it.
Of course. But go and watch our newest vlogs. Yesterday I went to Magic Kingdom and to Epcot, so check all that stuff out. I'm Brian, always joined by my wife, Kathy. This is Main Street Moments. Make sure you subscribe and follow us on whatever platform you're listening to us on, and we'll talk to you next time.